What's going on, guys? So my trading journey was so filled with ups and downs, but if I could start my trading journey over again, there's a couple specific things that I'd do this time, and I'd make sure I follow these step by step. In today's video, you'll learn exactly what I would do if I was starting all over again, and if you're in this situation right now, take heed and take some notes. Ready? Let's go. Alright guys, so how I would learn to trade if I could start over. There's a couple of things that I do, but let's start with the first thing that I do. Step number one is I take full advantage of all the free content that there is to offer. That includes online resources like babypips.com, forex.com. That includes YouTube and you name it. So many different videos on YouTube on the basics, on what Forex is, what's a pip, what's a lot, etc. All of that is free information for you to have access to. And compared to how I started, pretty much kind of doing the same thing, but I kind of also jumped into a course rather quickly instead of really exerting all of the free resources that I possibly can. So I'd make sure that I use all the free resources that I can to my advantage and make sure all of the basics are covered from those resources. The next thing I do, I'd study really great traders. Now we know there are tons of great traders online, on social media, on YouTube. They drop their videos, they drop interviews that they do, and there's so much knowledge to gain from those interviews. So many gems that they drop when they talk about their journey and they talk about what it takes to get to where they are. I'd make sure that I watch these videos and I take notes and I start understanding the commonalities between all of these great traders. There's going to be a couple things that they do differently, but ultimately there are going to be a couple core things that are the same. And when I can identify those core things, then I start to get a picture of what it really takes to be a great trader and be in the same position that they're in right now. So I'd make sure to take in as much gems as possible to not only make sure that I'm getting to the financial level that they're in, but also that I understand and put into perspective what journey and what road lies ahead of me and how patient I must be on this journey if I'm looking for success. Moving on to the next step. The next thing I do is I'd find somebody who is easy to learn from, and then I would register for their course. Now, a very, very important thing when it comes to this trading space and the Forex space in particular, there are some really great traders. But because someone is a great trader does not mean that they're a great teacher. They're two different things. So somebody could be a great trader and yeah, they make plenty of money, but when it comes to their course, it may not be what I'm looking for, or I just may not understand their teaching style because they're not a great teacher. So I need to have some kind of evidence that this person, the way they're explaining their concepts, their strategy, or whatever samples that they choose to provide, it vibes well with me and I really understand what they're saying. So what I do is I'd look for successful traders who are on YouTube. I'd look at their content, especially their teaching content, and I'd like to see if I can learn just from how they're teaching. And if I can, and it's really easy for me to consume their information, then I'd really strongly consider signing up for their course because I believe that I would gain much value from their course since I already got a sample of what it is like to be learning from them. Now, that brings us to the next point, which is not to be cheap when it comes to your knowledge. Now, obviously, we live in a world where people take big loans or they really work hard and spend lots of money just to go and get an education and go get educated on what they need to be educated on because they believe that getting this education and getting a degree in that particular subject matter is going to help them in the long run in terms of gaining financial success. In the same way, if you're looking for financial success when it comes to Forex, you can't be cheap when it comes to your knowledge. Yes, there are free resources, and arguably you can even say that almost everything you'll find in a course you can kind of find online for free. That is true. But the very nature of a course is that it's tailor-made for somebody who wants to start from the very basics of things and then move on to more advanced things in a step-by-step and very schematic manner. When you're just going through somebody's YouTube, they're just randomly putting out videos out there, and that may not be the best way for you to learn different concepts in pertaining to the market. You need a more structured approach, and that's where a course comes into play. And like I said, if you found somebody that is easy to learn from, consider taking their course and take more courses because you want to make sure that you're investing in your knowledge and you're getting as much value as possible. Now, you don't want to just stop at one course. You want to take a couple courses, identify a couple of traders that you feel like like you can really benefit from and learn from and take their courses. Ultimately, you'll probably stick to one or just a few strategies, but what's really important is getting a good sample size of different strategies that are out there and finding out which one really goes with you and which one you're comfortable with. You can't find that out by just sticking to the first strategy that you find. You have to go through many different strategies and then identify which one is really the one you want to stick with, and then you stand by that until you become profitable. Now, last but not least, you want to make sure that you don't quit your job too early. One thing that most of us traders have in common is that a lot of us go into this market with hopes that one day we'll make so much money from this market that we don't need to work and we can quit our job. And unfortunately, sometimes traders make this decision prematurely. You have to understand it does take money to make money. And in particular, when it comes to trading, you trade much better when you're not trading your last dollar. When you have some money that you are okay with losing, that is the best environment to be trading in because you're not as emotionally tied to that money and you allow the trades to carry out as they should. But when you quit your job prematurely, if you have a really bad trading day or a bad trading week or even a bad trading month, you may really start getting more emotionally tied to the money that you have left over. So you want to put yourself in the best situation possible to be able to trade as comfortable as possible. My advice to you is that as you're making those profits as a profitable trader, start investing into other areas that can give you residual income. That way you're not just relying on trading profits, especially when you have a bad week or a bad month. You know you have other money coming in from different resources that you have set up. That puts you in the best environment possible to trade because you won't be as emotionally tied to the money that you're trading. So all of these steps are steps that I would take if I could start my journey all over again and learn trading all over again. But if you are starting right now, you want to make sure you follow these steps and follow them closely, and that will get you to becoming a profitable trader so much quicker than the majority. So guys, I wish you the absolute best in your journey. It is a long one, but it is one that is very, very worthwhile. So I hope you gain value in this video. Please like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, Jordan Maestro, peace.